Okay, end of Tomb King's turn 4. Things just kind of moved around. They charged into the flank of the flagellants, because thankfully those snakes actually held out last time, which is beautiful. Unfortunately, they only held out because I, for some reason, thought they were toughness 5, but they were actually toughness 4, so I'm not sure he picked up the dice by then, otherwise I would have corrected him on it. So that's a bit of a shame, actually, but for him, of course. For me. But unfortunately, I think it was a bit of a foregone conclusion even if he had destroyed those and overrun, because the Tomb Guard mopped up the big unit of spearmen. The Bone Giant killed those 4 crossbowmen. Sorry, Horror-Time. Love that guy. He's awesome. Yeah, and I think it was all that pretty much happened. It was just those combats, wasn't it? Really.
Mm.
Yeah. So the Tomb Guard just destroyed everything they touched. It took them a while to munch through those spearmen, but they were excellent. His chariots didn't do anything, nor did the Sphinx. His chariots didn't really do a lot, they just kind of bounced off his unit there. Archers killed a fair bit, so they were pretty happy with them. Hierophant was amazing with our new mate, the Horror Titan. I think she cast 10 plus spells this game, which is unheard of. I think that's the most spells I've ever cast in all the games I've ever played.
Yeah, that Horror Titan is definitely the way to
go. Just giving that reaching casting cost isn't really a problem, but just giving it a little bit of an edge on the dispel dice to make you overcommit with the dispel dice, just amazing. So I really like this guy. He's so much better than the Colossus for the same points. So he's certainly gonna see another game. The Carrion were pretty good. They killed a Hellblaster on the first turn. Well, held it up for one turn, then killed it on the second turn. Excellent. Catapult 1, useless. Catapult 2, probably man of the match. That thing killed. It wounded the steam tank, killed a cannon outright. I think it shot that last knight that was there. Yeah, the knights got killed by shooting.
That one did wipe out the unit of.
This one shot at the handgunners over there, killed I think 6 or so, and they fled off the board. What I forgot to say was the unit of knights here actually got a casket off on them, killed 4 of them. Then the archers shot at them, killed the other 3 I think, and then this catapult scored the battle standard. The standard bearer. Yeah. So the whole unit was killed through shooting in one time, which is amazing. It just went really well this game. I can't really. There's nothing I can fault. Everything did. Even this guy who was fighting me the whole game actually scored himself good over 200 points, I think.
200 points.
Yeah. So he was, everything. Well, these guys didn't do anything, but they were about out of position. But it's when you can win a game and not need 2 of your units, that's always a good sign, I think. I think Solar's played with a bit of bad luck though, really. I mean, 3 of his move or shoot units didn't turn up on the first turn. 2 of his combat units weren't there on the first turn.
And you stole the initiative as well.
And I stole the initiative. So yeah, it was pretty much stacked against him. So can't really. He made the best of a bad job though, He certainly held the Tomb Guard up for a fair amount of time. And that BSB, he did actually die when they fled, but that BSB was nails. Like a 2-up rerollable save, so liking that guy. So a really good game. I'm really happy. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if Si did.
So I enjoyed it, but it was interesting.
Certainly a learning experience, wasn't it? Like steam tanks. Yeah, that's
a whiff.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what Si has to say about it. But from as far as I'm concerned, good game. Pretty happy with the tactics and that. Great spell casting. I really like that Titan just to give me the edge in the casting. And it's so nice to get spells off for once. Really makes a difference. So let's see what Si has to say.
Yeah, well, I don't think my army composition was too bad. I think it's more how I played it. I should have been a lot more defensive rather than offensive with the army, I think.
Yeah, I think like possibly making me come to you. Through your, because you do have artillery in that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but the way the scenario played out, it was terribly stacked against me. So I actually failed to it was a unit of handgunners didn't come on. Basically, the general who was with the flagellants didn't come on. Then there was no mortar and no great cannon. And then basically that stacked, like I said before, with losing first turn. The steam tank just did nothing. I mean, I'm never taking a steam tank ever again. They have to be probably the worst unit in the Empire Army list now.
Yeah, I think they were nerfed heavily, really.
They utterly stink.
I think the old ones were much better.
I mean, now, just they're not worth taking, because after...
Well, obviously we have no experience with the old ones, but just on paper they seem better.
Well, yeah, I mean, twice I've used a steam tank, twice they've done nothing. I killed some...
As soon as they get damaged, they're pretty much useless, aren't they?
I killed some chaff with it, that was about it. They're absolutely... I mean, really, even if we played it how it was originally happened, I wouldn't have had it on turn 1. But, you know, it was basically a waste of 250. It's 2 great cannons and 10 points. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's another unit of... That's nearly another unit of 4 demigriff knights. Which will be far more useful, I think. Demigriff knights, even though I used them very poorly, they did show that they're quite capable of meting out some nice beatings. I think probably sending them against chariots or the archers is more.
I think they would have done well against the Necropolis knights as well.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Anything but the Tomb Guard, really.
Yeah, I mean, really, the Tomb Guard were best dealt with, actually, funnily enough, by the Spearmen.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
It was unfortunate they failed their fear test in their second round of combat against them. But I think a unit of these buffed up can eventually make a fair mess of the Tomb Guard. I would have liked to have seen the Flagellants get in there as well, especially a bit buffed and with some of their abilities going. To hit and to wound rolls would have been amazing. I mean, I would have proper done some heavy casualties, I think. But yeah, it was on the whole, it was an interesting game. I mean, there was a lot of things I forgot. Like I was peeved off with myself about forgetting with the Necropolis Knights toughness, but that's the kind of things that make it stick in your head, unfortunately. I think the scenario was kind of... If I'd thought about it more, I would have bunkered everything up in a corner and would have gone defensive and made Ollie come towards me, where I could have more easily picked off some of his stuff. I would have also probably put him out of range of the Casket of Souls as well.
Yeah, being in that corner you would.
Yeah. And then also, if I was correctly deployed, I probably could have even managed to prevent this little guy from coming in, because if he can't come within an inch of any of my guys, then I could sort of stop him. I'd actually have to make him deploy right in the front of the lines, or just hang back somewhere else and do something. I don't know. I had to think about that a bit more. Carrion were excellent. I mean, even if I'd got Hellblaster volley gun shots off at them, I would have needed 6s to hit because it was long range. I doubt I would have done much, but probably delayed the inevitable. I probably might have killed one carrion if I was lucky, but all in all, it's a toughie, because there's a lot of really good stuff in the Empire Army. I really like it, but I've really got to think. I was thinking 2 high elves. I had me big block of spearmen. I had me big block of killy stuff over there. I had some cavalry and a wizard, and I was happy. But they're not high elves. They're not as sort of they're not as heavy hitting as the high elves can be. But I've got to play.
I think they're kind of a mixture of high elves and Skaven. They kind of need to meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. I think I just need more blocks of infantry is the way forward, I think. I really like the Demigriff Knights. Unfortunately, the Empire Knights didn't do anything. It was basically how they came about, because they were also off the board as well and not deployed.
Yeah, that was just bad positioning, wasn't it?
Yeah, there wasn't really, because if they come on here, then they wouldn't have done anything. And coming on over in the corner, They were sort of out of the way, although they might have been more useful hunting the archers. I don't know. It's just knowing where to kind of put them it's tough.
I think really the best thing to do with them was to hang back with them and just throw it on my flank should I charge the bigger blocks.
Yeah, but I think.
I mean, it's a good test to charge them into something to see if they can kill them. It's something you want to do once. Yeah. It's worth a try.
Well, it's.
I was worried for a little bit.
The Demigriff Knights certainly have potential, and I'm quite tempted maybe to spend the steam tank points on another unit of 4.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty good. Like 12 strength 5 attacks.
I think a nice formation for them would be 6 of them. Because then because the ranks behind can get all the. The mounts can't attack, can they? Actually, that's pretty bad, really. Yeah, it's 2 units of 4. I do it the same way I use Necropolis Knights.
Yeah, so I think 2 units of 4 are nice.
Yeah. Units of 4 I really like units of 4 and stuff.
And then just use them probably for hunting chariots or for hunting like skeletons and stuff like that.
Anything that isn't Zoom Guard.
Yeah.
Sort out most things.
And this little bugger here. But
they didn't do anything.
Stay on way. Yeah, he was. He just sort of milled around. It was very interesting though. Yeah, I've got to get my arse in gear. I've got a nice big box of Empire stuff under here that I scored off of eBay. So, alas, a vast amount of models to assemble and mould lines to remove, which I just nearly finished my entire Skaven army in here. Now I've got to do the same again, but I've got to think of the painting challenges, which is going to be really good because there's going to be some wicked stuff. Got some awesome ideas for my guys. So yeah, onwards to next week. We shall see what that brings.
Hell yeah.